Jacob, we're live.
Yo,
We're live.
sick. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Not yet.
Hey, welcome to another live show, and it's a pretty fun one today. If you are into car videos and you watch YouTube, our next two guests are really, it's no surprise who they are, and let's introduce them right now. We got the straight pipes. We have Jakub and Yuri. Say hello, guys.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, what's up with you guys? You know, it's like a little backstory. I've wanted to do this story for a while now. We talked about this last year, remember? I think we're in LA. We were talking about this, and we were going to do it kind of like a live one, like in person. But right now, of course, with the lockdown, this is, we have them in the house virtually. So, yeah, so, you know, there's so much to talk about the title. The title says, On the Way to a Million. You guys are almost at 1 million subscribers. And my claim to fame, I'm going to tell you right now, there was a time, it wasn't long ago, about probably a couple years ago, when I actually had more subscribers and views than these guys here, than the straight pipes. Hard to believe. And now you guys are probably getting more subscribers in a day than I get in a month. So yeah, unbelievable what you guys have done. And really good to see you guys, because I haven't seen you guys since, I think it was Las Vegas when you guys did the C8.
Okay, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And before that, was it LA as the Blazer Boys?
Yes.
the Blazer Boys. Oh, I wish I should have put that picture up. That was a great time. So anyways, anyone watching from either Everyday Reviews or the Straight Pipes, of course, if you have any questions, comments, their comments are already coming in right now. Make sure you leave them. And if you can't be here live or you can't watch the whole thing, this will be posted up later. And they're just coming tons and tons. We have, Gordon Gaming. Hi, Jacob.
This is only our second, I guess, live interview. The first one was on Matt Farah's podcast, Smoking Tire Podcast. I think, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty fortunate then. I'm in pretty good company then that you guys are doing this on Everyday Reviews, and I really appreciate that, guys.
Well, you're a good guy, and like you said, you were ahead of us for a while because you started this way before we did. So I've always, to be honest, looked up to you and Zach as well, because like there's no one else in Canada other than Motoring TV, but that's on TV. So yeah, I have a great deal of respect for you and Zach.
Well, thank you so much. But so the big question here, and I've been following you guys for quite a while, but this pandemic, the lockdown has come, and throughout the years and how you've gotten to where you've gotten right now, you have done some unusual videos, let's just say, and we'll play a few. Yeah. So we'll play a few in a bit, but you've actually adapted too. So what have you been doing now? Obviously, with social distancing, you can't be filming regularly because you guys don't live together, or do you?
No, we don't live together. We're like an hour away from each other, and what we tried a couple different things, and what we kind of ended up on was, let's just do reviews like we normally would, except we're talking to each other on a webcam while filming it, and just looking at press footage for cars that we don't have a chance to drive. And it's actually been working out pretty well.
Yeah, because I mean, we're trying to keep it in the same format like we do with our road reviews, except obviously minus the driving part. So like, I'd say, 75% of the review we're still able to do. Obviously, the 25% really matters. So once we can drive, we'll get back into it. But for 75% of our regular review, we can kind of do it at home. So it's been working out.
Yeah, and I guess, I was going to say, a lot of it is because we've driven so many cars that are very similar. If we've never driven some of the cars, it'd be a lot harder. But when I know I've had the same infotainment and the same seats and the same like highway driving assist in one car, and now it's the newer version, I know it's going to be pretty much exactly the same.
Well, I've got on the screen right now. You might not be able to see it live because there's a delay when you go live on YouTube a little bit. But I'm showing right now your virtual review of the Alpha.
Yeah.
Like, how did you come up with this idea? How hard is it to do this compared to a regular review?
I remember personally just like waking up one morning, I think I texted you before I went to bed. I'm just like, we need to do regular reviews, but we got to do them from home. And then like every other idea we were kind of working on at the time, we stopped and did this. I'm pretty sure we both had the same idea to do it, but like we just really needed to take that step and start doing it.
Yeah, we definitely had pretty much the same idea, and then I recorded myself doing it by myself and imitating Yuri's voice just so that sound difference, just so that send Yuri a sample of what I had in my head, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, this makes sense."
It's pretty insulting though.
I apologize for being
the co-host makes fun of your voice. I'm Yuri. All I care about is the radio.
How are your viewers handling this lockdown with the Straight Pipes doing virtual reviews?
I mean, at first, I guess we still had a couple reviews in the bank that we just had to edit, and then we couldn't film anything, so that was okay. But like the cars weren't the best, so we kind of took a hit on some views. And then when we started, when this whole thing started, Yuri and I were just like, oh, I guess we can't do anything. So we took like 3 weeks off of just like gaming. So that's how when we got into this gaming stuff. We'll get into later, but. So now the reaction to the virtual reviews seems to be really good because it's so similar to the regular reviews, but it took us like 3 weeks to figure that out.
Yeah, we did try to do some live videos. We did a ranking viewers' cars, 3 of them, which was really fun. And then we did the best exhaust sounds and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, people really just want to watch us review cars.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. You guys do a really good job of it, that's for sure. And you know what? These virtual reviews, if anyone is giving you a hard time because of this, I think they're wrong. You guys are actually doing the right thing. You could be out there kind of in behind in the background doing a car review, but that's not right at this time, right? I think that's what's your view on this social distancing?
Like social distancing and doing car reviews now, or
that's
like
right.
all this. Oh, I guess you kind of have to go by what your region says. You know what I mean? So like in the States, if they're like, this is cool to do it. If in Ontario, it's not cool to do, don't do. You kind of just need to be in whatever region you are and follow the rules, I think.
Yeah. And I don't know if Brian, your viewers know this, but we have to explain this a lot. In Canada, we don't get press cars delivered to our houses, but in the States they do. So they're still kind of able to operate relatively normally. So they're like California, I feel like is still reviewing stuff, and the majority of the states are still reviewing stuff. But there's a lot of reasons behind why they're still able to. And again, like Yuri said, it's like region dependent as well.
Yeah, you know what? Like we actually there's a couple manufacturers here that have some press cars available still. And but there's not a lot of them, and the ironic thing is that I figured when this lockdown came, I'm like, oh man, I got time now. I can do a bunch of reviews, not on cars, even just cars, but I've got 2 little kids too, and now they're not in school, and it's just like it kills me that the gas is cheap too, which is amazing, right? It's like all the stars have aligned, other than there's no cars to drive. But even if there are a few, it's better to kind of stay home. I have done a couple reviews, and even then, when I drove the cars to review them, I was actually running errands. So I was going in and taking a drive out to the country to bring food to my mom, and I made that part of the review,
that's okay.
right?
Yeah.
So
and then that falls under like I guess more of like real journalism where you're actually showing what it's like to be like driving around. I'm sure you talked about like the grocery store lines and like what you had to do and what you had to wear. So like it was actually informing people. And that stuff is like, that's great to know for everyone.
So we got a comment from Rohit Michael. You also do a collab when things get better, like lap times or something. Yeah, you know what? I'm down for that. You guys do have a lot more track time, and I'm definitely down for that.
We gotta wait for one of those really fun press trips and then get something going in the middle of that.
Yeah, we did talk about that before. Like we want to do this, and we like Brian and I and Zach and Yuri were talking about doing this like last year. We just want to get like a trip that's good enough that we can do something. So yeah, we'll do it in the future.
Oh, hands down, a collab would be great. We have another comment here, a question from Island Merchandise. Where is Cliche Corner? Tell me.
We don't tell people where Cliche Corner is. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
We can only tell off the air, but on the air it does not exist.
Yeah. Nobody go there. Nobody look for it, please.
Yeah. Don't. No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. That's fair enough. Now, the funny thing. Well, another thing that you guys have been doing. By the way, I've got a comment here. Someone said that the picture has gone blurry, and once again, the picture's good here, and if the live feed is not up to the technical quality. I'm recording this as well, and I can upload this version afterwards as well.
I'm also watching it on my laptop. It all looks good here.
Okay, well, maybe it's that person. That was Morris Sport. That was Tony Morris that commented on that and asked. So maybe
your internet.
Yeah, exactly. It might be the internet. So this I thought was actually quite genius. Is I've got on here your rate your car videos. So
yeah.
When I first saw that, I'm like, what are they doing? And then I'm thinking, you know what? That is kind of genius. Like, you guys are rating cars, and you're rating your own viewers' cars. Whose idea was that, and how's that going?
I had that idea a while ago, and it's been pretty fun, but it just takes forever to process everything because they got to send it to me on Instagram, and I got to save it, write down their name, write down like what the car is, and then some features about the car to talk, and it takes forever. And then we let people hit us with super chats to move their things around. Pretty much, it turned into a lot of work. It was a lot of fun, but I think the views keep going down and down and down. I think we've already done like 600 cars, so I'm not sure if we're going to be doing more of them.
Yeah. So like Yuri said, it's like the first video was great in terms of views. Like all of them were the same for us to do because they were all super fun. But like in terms of views, it went from like, I don't know, let's just say 60,000 to like 30,000 to like 15,000. You're like, okay, I'm seeing a trend here.
Yeah, and then if I gotta put a full day into like downloading all those images and sorting them out, it's probably better if I spend a full day putting out a full virtual review.
Exactly.
So question, my 2004 Acura TL, where would that rate in the columns? Come on.
Manual or what?
No, auto. Leather with Navi.
That would be, Navi doesn't matter. That would be on the lower part of medium good, I think.
I fully agree.
You'd be up there with the G37s and stuff.
Yes.
I like the fact that you don't actually have a column for bad, right?
Look, so seeing the cars that were submitted, like none of them were really bad.
Yeah, it's just not exciting.
Exactly, like it's cool to see that our viewers do have cool cars.
and we don't want to be negative. You know what I mean? Anyone who watches the straight pipes, their car is at least good. Yeah.
So you get a thumbs up, and we gave you some applause there, by the way. I have sound effects. This is really good.
I can watch this after.
So what's one of your favorite reviews that you've done?
Cop car.
Cop car?
Yeah, the car was really fun.
Just because it was fun to dress up.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't even say like act like cops, like we were cops at that moment.
I'm showing it right now. It's like it's hilarious. You guys filmed it. It's perfect. It's perfect. Like
we were actually like relatively rushed on that day too because the rain was coming in, and when we filmed the convertible Supra segment, the rain was like really coming in, and we like barely made it on time for that. So
yeah,
that was super fun.
And that car was actually like really slow and like not fun to drive at all.
It took so many tries to get the one drift in the intro because like it just wouldn't drift.
And then also doing the skits at the beginning, like we got a couple of our friends. It's pretty much the same two guys we were beating up the whole time, just switching turns and switching outfits. It was a lot of fun.
It's hilarious. Like, did anyone ever comment? Seriously, you guys, Yuri, you kind of look like Mario Brothers with your little hat and stuff.
Well, the badges on those hats actually say Officer Naughty if you look close enough.
Oh, it's one of those ones.
Yeah, well, that's
the only kind of
we can get.
You can either get it with sleeves or without sleeves. That was the only two options.
Yeah.
Oh, so while we're talking about it, would you drive a Ferrari 400? This is Cool Kev is asking.
I'll drive any Ferrari.
I would. Yeah, me too. Bring it on.
I don't know what a 400i is, but
I can't.
You get it.
I got
it. Jeff, I see Jeff in the comments too. Tell Yuri and Jacob I say hi. I'm really enjoying the GT Sport racing. That's Jeff Z28 in our online racing games.
Oh, there we go. Yes. So that's okay. The first couple weeks of the lockdown, you guys were playing games in a way. Now you have an online racing series or channel. Is it a channel or what? What is it? Explain it to me.
I think it's kind of just a club or a community. We pretty much set up an online lobby on PlayStation 4 or GT Sport every single night or most nights. And
Most
then we
nights.
just we post the code on our social media, on our Instagram stories, and whoever can join in joins in. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of regulars. There's guys playing from Europe, from Sweden. We got Holtzman, who's like playing probably at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m, maybe even 4 a.m, to just keep up with us. And like it's been a lot of fun.
And they've gotten so into it that they've made like the coolest custom liveries for the races. So their cars are decked out in like the straight pipes livery and like the Road to a Million. Like they have awesome stuff like plastered all over their cars.
Oh no, I totally love it. So how does one get involved in this? Say I want to join and race you guys.
So you
just need a PS4. You need Gran Turismo Sport and
PlayStation Online.
PlayStation Online, and then preferably a steering wheel setup, but you don't need it because we do play with some controller people, which are also quick.
Yeah, we got Clavey, William Clavey of Clavey's Corner. Yeah. So he plays with a controller. He's fast. He's good stuff.
Yeah, and then basically that's pretty much all you need. And then we post the room codes on Instagram stories every night. So if you just check the stories, usually around like 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we'll just post the room code and then you just join it. It's a public server.
And
so basically, you need everything that I don't have.
Do you have a PlayStation?
No, I don't. I do not. And you know what? When you first started playing, I'm like, I got to get in on this. Do you know that it's pretty well impossible to find any gaming system right now?
No, I didn't even realize.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Like even I've been trying for like over a month. They're sold out everywhere. Try getting even a Nintendo Switch. Impossible. Like even from the U.S. and from the largest companies, B&H Photo, everything is backordered. So
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like the streaming stuff is out of stock. Like even these chairs are kind of hard to get. Like anything online, like webcams, because I had to get a webcam. Well, I didn't even get one because they couldn't get it, so I had to get a PS4 version. So you can't even get like a webcam. Anyone using these Zoom chats for all their meetings and stuff, like nothing is in stock for anything online.
Yeah. We have another question. If the speed limit is 60, local highway is 100, why do cars have top speeds that exceed so much?
Because of Germany?
Yeah,
pretty well.
You can't sell a car that can't go faster. Do you know what I mean? How are you supposed to pass safely if your car tops out at 100?
Yeah, I do think that our speed limits are way too low in North America, especially in Canada, because depending on Canada, we have like 110 speed limits, so there's that, but I haven't seen 120, and in the States where they have like 120 in like certain areas.
We have 120 here in BC.
The road is too dumb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do. We do.
But does that mean you're allowed to go 140?
Pretty well. Yeah, but 20 over. 20 over. But that's on a highway going up to the interior. It's called Coquihalla, and it's like, and it's a wide open highway. It should actually be even faster, but I don't know. I might be a little bit biased. I think that there should be separate speed limits for certain cars.
They just need
that are more capable. Like I'm sorry, it's like if you have a 30-year-old Honda Civic that's rusted and needs a lot of repairs, and you have someone doing 120 in that's not safe, right?
Well, what about a 30-year-old Plymouth Prowler doing 130?
Can it go that fast?
Come on.
Yes.
So I want to show a video here, and I'm just wondering, like, what were you thinking? All right. So here we go.
Which video? I can't see it yet.
Okay.
You gotta let us know.
Can you see it yet?
No, I got the delay. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
We'll get there.
I'm streaming this off my phone, so I don't have anything else to watch.
Your horsepower video, like
the horse video. I assumed it was going to be the horse video.
Okay, so how that started, I guess. So I have a buddy, Jason, and his wife worked or had a horse, and she was at a barn or whatever. And Yuri and I were just like, at that time, we're like, we should do different stuff. Like, let's see what we can do. And then I think, I don't know if he recommended it or if his wife's like, why don't you just try riding the horse? And we're like, why don't we try riding the horse? And we can review a horse like a car because they had a buggy attached to it. So that's literally how it happened. And then we got Yuri's buddy, Alex, to help us out filming it. And it turned out, like, nobody ended up watching it, but like, it's amazing to watch now.
I think it's our highest ratio for likes to dislikes on a video, but
really?
People don't know it exists. Yeah, it's like 99.999, like maybe 2 dislikes or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome. It's so funny.
But the fun fact about that is Jacob is super scared of horses and all animals that can like carry you, and I'm super allergic to horses, but I really enjoy it. So it was just like a weird thing, but I don't know. I had like a great time with that. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to get back to doing after we hit 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not scared of little animals like this though. Here's Willie.
Aw, he's so cute. Hey, wait, show, put him back up there again. Is he there?
He already.
Oh, he went. Okay, all right. Okay, so will you guys virtually review the 2021 Acura TLX and 2021 Cadillac Escalade? That question is directed to you guys.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, it depends how long we're stuck here. If everything starts rolling out and we can start driving it, I would much rather actually drive the cars than virtually review them.
Well,
yeah, from the concept, it looks really good. Well, hopefully the production version ends up looking like that. So yeah,
and especially with Cadillac having such a crazy infotainment that we haven't even gone near.
Oh, I know, the massive screen.
To get in there and just touch it and look at it. Like I'm really excited about that.
But the next 3 virtual reviews, which we've already filmed, are going to be pretty good as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. Can you give us a hint or no? Hey, are you drinking?
Well, yeah, it's 1:15 somewhere.
Yuri, what are you drinking?
Just
Come
Pepsi.
On.
I didn't get the memo. So none of my drinks were cold.
Well, hang on. Wait 1 second. So,
10:20. I forgot to wind my watch. Apparently. Oh, Brian's in his kitchen. Well, that makes sense.
All right. Okay. I can't let you guys beat me there. Okay. There's a little ongoing thing. Whenever we see each other, we kind of egg each other on to kind of indulge, sometimes overindulge. So Yuri sometimes is the weakest link, but cheers, guys.
Right. I'll be back. Give me a second.
Yeah, cheers, Brian. Cheers.
Cheers.
We definitely like to have fun on these press trips when we can. It's people are like, why can't we meet up with you, or can we meet up with you when you go to the locations? And we don't have time. Like the only free time we have is like after the event's over. Yuri and I are usually late anyways, so then we show up and then we have dinner and then we have drinks and then we go to bed. So like there's no time to travel or anything like that.
No, I know. Like, and so a lot of people don't realize that. I'm really impressed by. Let me pull up another review that you guys did, but I was here as well, and which is, oops. Okay, it's coming up here. We're just selecting it here.
Let me see if I'm right.
All right. It's the Corvette.
Tells the Corvette. Okay.
Yeah.
That one was.
That's what I thought you were going to pull up.
That one was interesting. That one was really interesting.
Well, some people don't realize. So we went to the track, and the second day. And you basically got, I don't know, like what, 6 laps on the track, something like that, right?
No, way more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Or maybe 12.
4 sessions of 6 laps each, I think. And then, yeah, because you did.
I don't remember that.
You did 2. You did like 6 laps, and then you switched. Or no.
We had a lot of sessions. I remember
did you?
that. I thought so.
Because I went with the one guy, and then we switched, and then I got thrown in with Jacob.
And then I think we had 2 switched. So maybe 3 sessions of 4.
Maybe 2 sessions. Maybe 16 laps total.
Anyways,
I remember you guys doing donuts in it and telling me how hard it was to figure that out. And you guys are trying hard at doing those donuts there.
It was almost harder to convince people to let us do donuts, because it's hard to tell a manufacturer, hey, your car is designed to do cool stuff. Can I do cool stuff in it? And they're like, no, but it's designed for that. But then we can be if they let everyone do it, none of the cars would have tires and someone would crash. So it's like, how do you prove that you should be able to do it? Everything is just like a weird game, and it's really difficult, but we got through that one, and it actually worked out really well.
Yeah, and for the record, that was literally the most difficult car to do a regular donut in ever.
Really?
Like a burnout was a lot more difficult than a donut. Like a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else?
It's all about traction control stuff going on there, right? And all the computers that are preventing you.
The car wouldn't let you put the brake down fully because it would cut the gas. Because it's all controlled electronically.
Yeah. So someone had asked, would you purchase a V12 for your personal car?
Yeah.
Like, even if it breaks down, I'll still get a lot of views making a video about it. They're like, oh no, my
Yeah.
V12 broke. Like for us, we're in a weird situation that if something bad happens, it's still good. So as a regular person, maybe not. For us, 100%.
I like this. Jeff asks, or says, I almost forgot a non-bearded Jacob existed. And watching those old videos, like I remember that. I remember non-bearded Jacob.
He's a totally different person. I don't even recognize him.
Yeah. Look at this. This crazy guy here. Crazy guy. So who comes up with all these ideas? Because you have so many different ideas. You have the cop one. You have the horse one. These virtual reviews. Is it a collaboration between you two? And how much time do you guys spend working? Because you both had regular jobs before, and now you guys are full-time YouTube, almost 1 million subscribers.
Almost.
How much time? Is this a lot more work than a regular job?
Okay, so first back to the who comes up with the ideas. We're constantly going back and forth about everything the whole time. Like Jacob could probably count on like at least 6 calls a week of me calling and be like, I've got the best idea ever. And then I'll just say it. He'll be like, okay, I like it or I don't like it. And then I'll hang up. And like just constantly, I just got to get it out there so that we remember it. And then eventually like 7 ideas will combine into something that actually works out.
Yeah, and I'll like if I have same thing, like I'll message him like like we need to do this, and then he'd be like, well, let's tweak it this way, or like I have a better idea, and then we just like work
all right,
into a better idea.
Just like start doing it right away, and then what was the next one? How hard do we work, or how much do we work?
How much do you work?
All the time. Like we were working right up until this call. We were working. The second this call is done, we have to go back to doing some work. But we also like, I wake up at 9. I don't start working at 9. Like, I'll wake up at 9, I'll chill, maybe watch a video, maybe play some sim racing, and then edit, and then, do something like this, take a work call, and then do other stuff, and then edit maybe till late at night. So, like, if I need a break, I'll take a break. But it is constant.
And to compare this, because, like, I've had an office job before, so, like, a 9 to 5. So to compare this to that, I've never worked harder in my life. It's a lot different to work for yourself because I've always had, like, I guess hourly rates or salary positions. So it's really different when, your performance is directly related to how much effort you put in and like how smart you are about it, because you can put in a lot of effort, but not in the best ways and not be rewarded for it. So it's hard to like find that balance. But because you're working for yourself, I find that I work harder and I'm more motivated to work harder, if that makes sense.
And you feel better about it too. But the only bad part is you can never turn off. Like I remember when I had a 9 to 5 job, it was like, oh, it's Friday at 5, and I didn't think about work until I woke up on Monday. And now like I can never really stop thinking about work, which kind of sucks, but it's also like not bad because work is fun, even though it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and to like put that further into perspective, Yuri and I had to force each other to take vacations last year of 1 week off, and another time, just because we would nonstop work. And then even in those vacations, we still had to like do the background stuff, like post the Instagram stuff, get the video ready, that we had to work extra hard before we took our vacation so that we had enough content ready that it didn't look like we were on vacation. It's like, it's nonstop.
Yeah, so you really treat this as a business for sure, and
it is a business.
Exactly. I know. So, but some people just think, oh, you guys, you're YouTubers, right? Like, what do you say to people that think that you're just YouTubers? You just go and you pick up cars and you joyride them. You have fun, right? I know what the answer is, but let's hear what you have to say.
I would like to paraphrase Dennis Rodman from the from the current series on the Bulls right now. So
on Netflix,
so he basically said that he'll play basketball for free, but he gets paid for all the BS off the court. So I feel like it's the same with this, because like I'll drive cars for free. Like I love driving cars, and I would continue doing it. I started this because I love driving cars, but it's all the stuff that you don't see in the background. Like we have to have a lawyer to go over contracts. We have to have an accountant. We have to go to the bank. We have to waste time writing checks. We have to deposit checks. We have to follow up with companies who haven't paid checks. And it's like, we have to come up with ideas. We have to talk to each other, work through them. We have to film them. Our cameras break. Our computers break. Like there's so much in the background that people don't see.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even realize this is our full-time job. Like they still ask sometimes, like, what else do you think I do? Like putting out 2 videos a week is like a lot of work, and especially that we're still editing it ourselves. Like once I can pass that off, then I'm sure we won't save any time working. We'll just do more work. We'll have more videos out and do the same amount of work.
I have a hard time putting out 1 video a week, and you guys do 2. Mind you, there are 2 of you, but I have to say your quality is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, your quality is amazing. And so how much time do you spend on a video on editing? Because it looks like it's very, very edit intensive.
If we've got everything dialed and there weren't any issues and it was relatively predictable, 1 day of editing.
Yeah, I'd say we can force like an easy car, like not something that's like super technical that we have to get into like super details and show like every little knob. We could probably bang out like a full edit in like I'd say 10 hours now for like a regular,
and that's if you can like sit there and concentrate, which is very difficult for me to do. Editing, like editing, just takes me forever.
So who edits then?
Both of us.
Like do you edit like one vehicle together, or you pick one and the other one gets the other one?
We started with editing the same one together, going back and forth, but we kind of worked it into. I guess, how do we even, like one person will, I don't know how we pick them, but one person will edit one person will edit the other, and then we'll show the other person. And if we need to do some changes or add some stuff, but generally like you take this one, I take that one. And most people can't tell the difference because we pretty much over 3 years built the exact same style of editing.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you guys and everyone watching here, I've known these guys for a few years now. And probably like a couple years ago, I'm like, you know what, if I was 20 years younger, I could do what you guys do. But
yeah, well, you started doing a bunch of videos with Zach. You guys were doing Sweet and Sour.
We did Sweet and Sour, but but Sweet and Sour was it's kind of more of an afterthought, and because we drove together all the time. Because for those that don't know, Zach and I worked together on Driving Television, and Zach has now moved on to Motoring TV on TSN, and Driving Television is still on Global, and now I'm working on Driving Television now, so I've kind of replaced Zach. And Sweet and Sour was something when we were driving and we were doing everyday reviews, we were doing Motor Mouth, we were doing Driving Television, we were doing all these videos at the same time when we were on these press trips. But then a lot of times we'd be sitting, sometimes these drives are hours long. And we're like, it's like we should just put a camera up and just start talking, right? And a lot of people like the Sweet and Sour. They were a lot of fun, but like I said, they were afterthought. And I hope that we can still do some in the future. Zach's pretty busy right now, but
he's in the chat right now. I just saw him check in.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, "Where is Zach?"
So a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work, and people, you really have to realize how much work is involved. I remember one press trip, we were out quite late, and you guys were there. And I'm telling you, it's like after a full day of driving, filming, and then some schmoozing, and then the next day you have to get up early as well. Like the only thing I had trouble seeing the back of my eyelids. Meanwhile, Jacob goes, "I got to go edit." Like, what? Seriously? It's like these guys are nonstop. You guys are absolutely nonstop. And then of course there's the social media. So when you're not editing, you're responding to comments. You're responding to, your Instagram has 70,000 followers as well. So there is no off switch, is there?
No, there
isn't. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like Yuri said earlier, transitioning from like regular jobs to this, like there is literally no off switch. Like even trying to force myself vacation where I go to my wife's cottage. Well, I guess it's our cottage now, sort of. Anyways. Even going to the cottage where there's no reception, I'm like constantly thinking, I'm like, what about this other video? I'm like, did I do that? And like, there's no reception.
It's like, I know, like you can't. You already said it. It's really hard to actually just chill out and just.
But back to those trips.
Yeah.
Like the reason Jacob, may bail on like after like dinner and drinks and go back to work, or like I'll do that, is because. Like there's embargoes. Like if a video needs to get out, we want to be the first ones to put it out. Certain things need to get done like in a timely manner, but you're not really able to bail on dinner. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
wait.
Some
Hang
people
on,
do,
hang
but
on. That's not always the case, Yuri. I'm sorry.
Sometimes.
Okay, yeah, that's your excuse that you're using right now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because you
I'm pretty
guys
sure.
do bail on me a lot, and I think you tag team one time it'll be Yuri bails, and the next time it'll be Jacob bails. I think you take turns, right?
I feel like, yeah, we do, and I feel like well, this is what we tell you every single time, and I still think it's true that you have the advantage on the West Coast, and when you come to the East Coast, you're still not tired. So like, we're always tired depending on which way we're going.
Well, I have the advantage. Hello, it's 10 a.m. and I'm drinking beer with you guys right now. What kind of advantage is that?
And by the time we stop, you'll still be up.
Exactly.
Next question. Hello, guys. When will we see Cadillac hybrids? Well, the Escalade had a hybrid already before, but
yeah.
But I believe they're coming out with another one.
Yeah, they're supposed to go full electric, basically with the whole brand in the next couple of years.
Here's another one. This is from one of our colleagues, David Miller. He says, "Great to see all of us, straight pipes and everyday reviews. What do you think of the virtual reviews, and how long could that last?"
It's only going to last as long as we're not allowed to get cars, and then it's probably going to end unless maybe a new car gets announced a year before we can drive it. Maybe then, if people still like the format, we'll chime in a little bit, right?
Yeah, I feel like we should use it as an advantage to when we can't drive like a certain car. Like if, I don't know, the new BMW i8 comes out and then it doesn't come out here for like, a year, and then we can talk about it because there's the press footage about it. So I think maybe we'll keep it for like super special crazy cars when we can, because it's a cool format.
Yeah, but I want to just drive cars.
Yes.
Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't, right? But
yeah.
Hey, I think it's better than nothing. That's for sure, right? So even during this lockdown, there has been the Bronco was supposed to be released.
Yeah.
Right.
We got an invite to.
So did I.
Yeah. So we actually, you're probably in the same situation. We got a lot of invites to a lot of events in February, March, and April, and all of them are done, obviously.
Yeah.
And
it kind of sucks.
And there's some coming up that I don't even know if are going to happen. Like one that I'm really looking forward to, I believe it's slated for July, is the Toyota RAV4 Prime.
Cool.
That's going to be a hot car, but I'm pretty well thinking that that's probably not going to happen now, right?
Yeah. I feel like they're going to have more like local events, like much smaller when they can. It's like, they'll have a Toronto event, a Montreal event, and a Vancouver event, probably.
Yeah. Jeff says, "Hey, hi, I'm Yuri, I'm Jacob, and we're going for a drink. Hey, I think that calls for a virtual toast."
Cheers. Was that Jeff?
Yeah.
All right. Cheers to Jeff. Cheers to Brian.
Jeff.
Cheers to Yuri.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Tequila?
Looks like tequila.
Of course. Ryan,
hardcore.
How many times have we done this?
I know.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Tony says
shots are on us this time.
Tony says Corvette is not a supercar. Well,
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well,
we did not pass the supercar test.
Well, it doesn't have the doors, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have the doors.
Well, is that your second one? You're cracking another one. So, how long have you guys known each other? Before did you know each other
20.
before you started the straight pipes?
Oh yeah. It took 20 years since grade 9.
Oh really?
School. So like since 2000. So we were each other's car buddies, like right from after snowboarding and you hanging out at school. When we started getting cars, we both did car stuff together, and then we just kind of kept in touch through car stuff. And then when it came time to I was working at Motoring TV filming, Jacob was doing his exhaust videos, and I was also working in film. And I'm like, hey, I kind of pried it out of Graham Fletcher. I'm like, how did you get this car? How did you start? I kind of pried out of everyone. They weren't suspecting a single thing. And then all of a sudden, we started doing car reviews. We were on a full season of Motoring TV, and now almost at 1 million, #1 in Canada, and it all kind of long journey. And it's pretty cool that nobody put us together as an experiment. We didn't just find two people and make a channel together because we thought it'd be cool. We actually have just been hanging out forever, and we just decided to do it. So we have that history that pretty much no other people will have.
Yeah, Yuri didn't message me on Instagram. It was like, yo, do you want to do this? I'm like, no. So I started the channel by myself doing exhaust videos only, and then that was my side thing at my office job. And then Yuri would come help me out with drone stuff. And then, like Yuri said, it's why don't we just try doing this? And then we filmed his Honda Element as the first car.
How bad could it be? It turns out it wasn't nearly as bad as we thought it could be.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about it. We had like 3 different cameras. I had a microphone. Yuri didn't have a microphone. Like it was just all over the place disaster, but it was hilarious.
And look
Yeah,
where you
and
are
then, like,
right now. I'm showing you all your launch videos, and like it's amazing how far you guys have come. It really is. And so what was the turning point? So, you know, like let's say you were hovering around 5,000 subscribers or something, then all of a sudden, you know, you guys just strapped a couple rocket boosters on, and they have been lit ever since. So, you know, what happened?
I would say the first flame was when I had to quit my job. So while I was still working at my job, we would get invited to press events, like, you know, like maybe 2 or 3 of them. And I was like, wow, like I'm actually getting invited to this. And then we would get, you know, cooler and cooler cars. And then the last one that I ran out of vacation time was the Mercedes AMG Performance Tour in on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, I remember you there.
So I got invited to that. I'm like, holy crap! Like, they're inviting me to drive an AMG GTR on a racetrack. I'm like, I got to do this, and that's the point. I told my boss, I'm like, listen, man, like, I'm done. Like, this is it. I'm sorry.
But I think before that, like, the real spark to me was when we did the Apple CarPlay versus Android Auto, the Shelby F-150 versus the Raptor, and then the Civic Type R STI versus the Focus RS. I think we released all that within the same month or so, or in the same like couple of weeks, and we just got like we went from, I think, like 13,000 subscribers to 40,000 in like no time.
Yeah,
and, like seeing that like fast growth from like a couple of videos that we put a lot of effort into, I think really like kicked it in for me. Be like, oh, okay.
Was the Apple CarPlay Android Auto video, was that your first one to hit 1 million?
Yeah, it was.
No, because that one took forever to get up.
I think it was the Shelby Raptor, Shelby versus Raptor, and then it was the Apple CarPlay.
Yeah. Okay. The Apple CarPlay went up in like 4 different spikes after like a couple months. So like, I think we filmed that one early on. Yeah, it was
because that was with one of our earlier press cars, because that was a Elantra.
That was our second press car, because the first press car was the Veloster Turbo.
No, so our second press car was the Honda Civic, so I think it was the third. Maybe. Anyways.
Yeah, so it was a while ago. So Howard, I'd put this question up earlier anyways. What do you make of the next generation Golf R more than likely not offering a manual transmission? That seems like the way that everything's going now, right? What do you guys think?
Well, we have some thoughts about the upcoming GTI in a virtual review coming soon. I can spoil that. But specific to that, I mean, it kind of sucks, but like every manufacturer is doing it because people are buying it. So it's really kind of people's fault for not buying it.
It's going to be cool because a manual car in the future is going to be such like a theft deterrent. Like nobody's actually going to know how to drive it in 10 years. It's not even going to be like, it's a joke right now, but it'll be serious then. So, you know, I think it'll really split up the cool car companies to the not cool car companies. Do you know what I mean? Like there might be like, okay, there's the 5 cars for cool people to own, and everything else is something with DSG or paddles.
Yeah, like I feel like the 911 and the Miata are going to be the last cars with a manual transmission.
Well, yeah, when the 911 goes full auto, I don't know, that's it. That's pretty well it. Someone had said, Yuri, do you plan to replace the old Element soon?
Nope, not a chance. It's manual, it's all-wheel drive, it can fit a bunch of stuff. It's never going to break, so there's really no point of me getting anything else. I just like, as much as I want to get rid of it, there's no point. Like there's just no point at all.
We're gonna take it overlanding this year, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Jeff says if you want to get rid of it, he wants it, right?
No. Yeah. He's got a cool Corvette. He can keep that. He's not getting my Element. No one's getting my Element.
Yuri, do you want to? Would you do a meetup in Maryland, USA?
That's for Gordon Yeet Boy. He's been racing with us too. He's one of the fans. He's drawn some cool fan art for us too. We're not going to Maryland. We're not going to do a meetup there. We might do another meetup in Toronto in a couple of years once everything dies down. But no, not yet.
To do a potential large meetup in Chicago this year, which is now not going to happen.
How about Ottawa? Someone had asking. Tony was asking about Ottawa.
Meats are off the table for the next 2
years
until there's a vaccine.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so of course, hey, there's Motormouth. There's Zach. Where is Zach? Well, Zach, you're right there.
He's gone. He's gone now.
He's gone
already
now.
left.
Okay.
Yeah, if you scroll down, he boogied.
Oh, did he?
He's
Okay.
like
Zach is a TV man. Yes, he is. Zach is really good. He's also a radio guy too. So, he started he was one of the most popular DJs in Vancouver in the 80s.
So can you get me a tape of him like?
Oh, it's awesome.
DJ Zach here, spin you right round, baby, right round.
I forgot what his thing was like. Anyone else loving the 80s MotorWeek constant stream on YouTube?
I've seen that being posted. That's pretty cool. They're just posting all their old seasons. They're like live streaming it every single day. And MotorWeek has some of the coolest stuff from like back in the day. Their comparisons. They had like a track. I really like everything MotorWeek's been doing from like back in the day. It's kind of like the opposite. Not the opposite. It's just like US version of motoring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Zach's asking a wristwatch check. Okay, well, I've got the latest generation Apple Watch. I know a lot of people aren't fans of that. I do have some nice ones as well. But what do you got on, Jacob?
I have my Seiko SKX 007, which is my trusty, basically, daily watch because I don't want to ruin anything else.
And I'm currently just not rocking watches, really. I'm taking a break from it.
Christian's asking for Yuri, how does the YouTube grind compare to more traditional production for you, since you were in the film industry?
Yeah, I worked on TV shows, movies, commercials, all that stuff. The difference is there was a huge team and you had one job and you got paid well for it, but you had to do it perfect every single time. And then sometimes you would put in all this effort and it would amount to nothing. You know what I mean? Like you would film the coolest stuff and they wouldn't use it, or they'd scrap the whole project together. Everything we do goes towards something and it amounts to something, and it's just much more rewarding.
Well, it's yours.
Yeah,
it's yours, right?
Yeah, and then we can be hack jobs too. Like we can like cut corners like crazy and not care. And just like if we both agree we want to take a shortcut, we just take that shortcut and it's fine. You couldn't do that on a real set, and real sets were boring because sometimes you'd sit on a 13-hour day on your phone, work for 25 minutes, and then sit again, which seems nice and all, but like, how many times am I supposed to go through Facebook or Instagram per day? Like, this is way more fun.
Well, we filmed some really cool stuff for some commercials together for drone stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like a drift stand commercial or something, like on a racetrack. And I always had a hot shot position, so I like riding a Segway or flying a drone. So I was always kind of like one of the cool guys on set. But this is where I want to be. I like this.
So I did that with you, like in my transitionary from like out of office to this, because I was like, we're not making any money, so let's make some money if we can.
Yeah, those are fun.
So do you guys ever fight? Because you guys work so closely together, right?
Yeah, constantly. So we don't show it because it'll ruin the magic. But we get over all our fights pretty quickly.
Yeah, because like it's all business fights. Like it's like basically I talk to Yuri the most, second to my wife. Like we're literally talking all the time, so it's like we're not gonna always agree on everything. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Well, I've got so who came up? I'm just looking for the video here. So I'm putting up here your whole collection of 2019 every visor test. Who came up with the visor test, and is this something that's going to last forever?
So actually, most of our tests came from one video, Jacob.
Yeah, so if everyone wants to watch back, my wife's Toyota Matrix, 2007 Toyota Matrix, which she no longer owns. So that video is the one that I showed Yuri the visor test, but we didn't call it the visor test then. It was just like, hey, check this out, because I literally just learned it can do this by accident.
Yeah.
And during that trip, Yuri was like, why don't we see how many boxes it can fit? So we went to Canadian Tire, bought some boxes, and saw how many it could fit. And I still have those same boxes in my garage.
Yeah. That was the visor test, box test. I feel like there was another test.
Well,
it wasn't a test, but that was the I'm Yuri, I'm Jacob, and we're going for it.
Yes, that's what it was. I'm Yuri, I'm Jacob, we're going for a drive. Visor test and box test all came from that one video with no views on it.
And no plans to do any of those tests.
Yeah.
Well, you had the dog test too, didn't you?
Yeah,
but there's no like plans for it. And then we scrapped the dog test because so my dog Rex, he gets really excited obviously because he likes going for car rides, and then he thinks he's going to go play. So I felt bad, and then he would dirty the interior if it was the winter. So like it was just extra like hassle that we didn't want to take on because it just added like half an hour to a film day that like you really need.
And then if we got like the dog accidentally clawing up like a new 911 or something, it's like like we can avoid this.
Yeah, it was fun, and I liked it, and people liked it, but like it's not worth the potential, stuff like Yuri said.
Here's a question for is the Thrustmaster TMX a good racing wheel? This is definitely a question for you guys. I have no idea about.
I don't know. We
E150, so we have like the cheapest version of the Thrustmaster, and it's fine. So anything upgraded is probably better.
But that might be below. We're just pretty much waiting for people to send us new wheels and new pedals, and we'll try it out. But until then, we only know what we got.
Yeah,
so
I was with it right, which you can't see.
What about those things that you can put under your seat to make your seat move? Is that for is it legit? Is it good or what? Because they're really expensive.
Because like we drove that at iCar. Remember they had the ones that moved.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that kind of money, but anytime you drive it, it's fun.
Come on, you guys are straight pipes, man.
We can upgrade pedals and seats and stuff, but once you get into like moving seats, that's next level.
Yeah, and it's also my wife won't let me put a moving like seat in my living room and in the apartment. Like, that's the only place I can put it.
We can spend like $2,000, $3,000 on pedals and steering wheels before we even need something that moves.
Oh, I see one comment. Somebody asked, what about the Tim Hortons cup test? That was in the Ridgeline because I got a small coffee.
Yeah.
And it kept like hitting the lid and popping it off. That's where we came up with the cup holder test.
You probably saw this comment. Let me ask you this question. There's a couple of them here. Are you guys watching Throttle House? I know these guys. I've met them a couple times. Are you guys watching Throttle House? That's the question. I am. How about you guys?
Not right now. I watch Thomas's stuff from before, but like I don't really have time to watch anything really besides Savage Geese. That's pretty much my favorite car YouTuber, and anything this guy does is amazing. He literally did a review on a bidet.
Yeah.
And it was just 12 minutes of the most interesting thing I've ever seen about a bidet. And I also have a bidet. So
for me,
okay. I think bidet videos are a new thing I'm going to be watching soon on YouTube.
I'm not going to lie. I literally looked up the Hello Tushy after that review. So yeah. I may
really?
I didn't order it yet.
I've been telling you about that. Did you try the one at my house or no?
No, I haven't tried it. I feel weird trying other people's bidets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, so are we talking those fancy? Are we talking about the fancy toilet seats, the ones that have the jets and stuff like that, or are you talking actually a separate full-on bidet?
No. Well, the Goose has one that attaches and to certain bowls, and it's got a remote control. It's got to be plugged in. It's got a built-in thing to heat up water, so you don't have to route hot water to it. But mine is just like a bolt on top, and it's just cold water.
Cold water? Oh, come on, come on.
But you get used to it.
Well, according to Savage Geese's thing, you got to have a plug nearby, and it's like it makes the most sense to just have cold water and just deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what?
I've been watching four-wheel drive action. They're in Australia, and like if you're not into cars or off-roading, I would still highly recommend checking them out. Like they're amazing. I literally spend hours watching all of their videos. They're Australian guys that go off-road and have a beer and cook some food, and it's hilarious.
Okay, I'm going to check that out for sure.
That's pretty much all the time I have to watch YouTube videos on YouTube.
Well, that's the whole thing is that when I've got two little ones, and now with this lockdown, they've never eaten so well because I'm cooking 3 meals a day for them. So it's not just sandwiches for lunch or cereal for breakfast. They can have regular food now. But yeah, between that and cleaning up after them and watching them, there is no time. There really is no time, but I really love YouTube, obviously, because of the channel. But it's such a great place for me, it's about research. It's for researching something that I'm interested in, whether it's flying somewhere, a trip, or cars, of course. Of course, I like to travel.
And I like to research everything on YouTube as well. So I recently bought a shovel. I actually looked up a shovel review. I just hate that. So
what kind of shovel?
Wow.
Well, thanks for asking. It's a Smitty built, and it's a recovery shovel. So basically it collapses so I could put it in my truck and it's about this big and then it makes itself that big. So I did end up.
Wow, a shovel review. Okay, all right. Now, how many views did that shovel? How many views did that have?
Not many.
No.
And it was really a negative review because his broke, but I still bought it anyways.
You see, on everyday reviews, we don't just do cars, and it's just cars are more convenient because they're always new. But it's tough because as in a business sense, you can only do so much every week. And so you have to kind of work on videos that will at least have a chance to make you a little bit of income, just even a little bit, right? If in the ideal world, I would love to be like a Consumer Reports or something like that I don't care if anyone watches it, and I want to just test everything and just give my full honest opinion about it, but that's not the real world because no one's going to watch it.
Right. Yeah, that's not everyone has the ability to do that. A lot of people, like even us, you kind of have to chase where the popular cars are. Like that's why people ask, like, hey, can you do a used car review of this 2006 Honda Civic? It's like, no, I'm sorry. Like it would be cool for whoever is interested in one, but then I won't be able to keep making reviews. So that's kind of where it ends.
Yeah. Hi, Brian, Jakub, Yuri. Love your videos. What's your opinion on the new BMW M4?
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love that big grille.
I have no opinion until I see the final production version, and I will see if I want it.
Now, did you think did you think the X? I thought you guys thought the X7's grille was too big, right?
No.
Or in your thumbnail, in your title, it said something about the grille.
We made fun of other people making fun of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We started it off with a joke, so we didn't have to talk about it. But I mean, it matches the car. We photoshopped a smaller grille, and it just looked weird. So like, they're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't let a product out that wasn't going to grow on everybody.
I think it's totally proportional myself. Seriously. So what advice? In this new world coming that we all live in right now, what advice would you give someone that's thinking about wanting to start their own YouTube channel? Maybe it's not even for automotive, but they want to be YouTube stars, by the way, like you guys. What is your advice to them?
We didn't go out to do this to be YouTubers or YouTube stars. We just wanted to be car reviewers. So I think if you want to be a YouTuber, you kind of just need to do whatever's popular. But if you just want to, you pretty much need to start the channel a year ago and then also work nonstop and keep doing stuff until you find what works. But it's a lot of luck, a lot of timing, and it's probably pretty hard to do.
Yeah, and then you have to bring something new to the table because everybody wants to be the same thing now, I guess, because I've been hearing that kids all want to be YouTubers, but not everyone can be a YouTuber. You have to bring something new, basically. Like whether it's your personality or a new view on something that nobody's done or a new filming style or a new editing style, just something new.
No, I agree because, I have a 7 and a 5-year-old right now. And of course, at this age and on, they're very, very influenced. And I don't want them growing up thinking that, hey, because they watch YouTube as well, right? Like this is what I want to do. This is all, it's so easy. I'm going to open up toys and make $1 million, right? And because that's not the game. It really is not. But some people honestly think, and I really, really want to drive that home. So yeah, I just wanted to see, what your advice is. And also, what's your advice for someone that has a channel like Everyday Reviews? What's the best way to optimize the channel? What, in your experience, what's the easiest thing someone can do to increase their exposure and just optimize it for a channel that's already existing, that's got some legs already?
I think you just got to stick to whatever your most popular videos are. Whatever people really liked about that, you kind of just have to stick to. And I just keep pushing that out. Like even right now, Micah Musio, he does car reviews, but he also does helicopter videos. And he's the guy from Kelly Blue Book, but he's got his own channel. And with all this stuff going on right now, he did some flights of LA just to show how empty it was. And now his helicopter videos are like wildfire on YouTube. And like that's the kind of thing. If one video does well, keep pushing that kind of content out because that's what people really want to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm showing your guys'. I remember the day that you guys did this. This was in LA, and I met up with you guys afterwards, including met Micah. Yeah, like a helicopter review. So now you guys are doing horse reviews, helicopter reviews, car reviews. What was this like doing this helicopter
That
review?
that was
It
pretty
was
intense. So
scary.
yeah, so we landed at LAX. Micah picked us up. He drove it, like we literally never met Micah before. We've been talking to him on Instagram or whatever, and he picked us up, drove us to his helicopter, and we basically just went up in the air. And he's like, that was it. That was my first time in a helicopter. It was first time meeting him, first time in a helicopter. It was a little intense because like I don't like flying. I just have to do it to do what I'm doing, which is drive cars. But helicopters is like a whole different world. But I was surprisingly okay with it, so it was really fun.
Yeah, and then if you look at the footage, there's no door on Yuri's side, so so like every time he banked hard, I'm like, okay, this feels sketchy. And we weren't even going to do a review of his helicopter. He was just kind of doing a video where he interviewed us, and then us being us, we're like, we got to take this opportunity to review his helicopter. We had the equipment, we figured out a way to make it work, and it actually like turned out perfect.
Yeah, so not a lot of people know that, but we flew 2 helicopters that day. So the first helicopter experience, which he rented that helicopter so that the 3 of us could fit comfortably. So then we did that for his channel and then flew us to another location where his helicopter was so that he wouldn't have to drive there or whatever next time. So then that's when we took the opportunity to review his personal one when we had to fly it from one airport to the next one.
And then Brian, you do a lot of I guess airplane stuff as well. I feel like you've been on a couple Air Canada launches and do a bunch of Air Canada stuff, which like I like watching that because I mean Air Canada's been like the nicest airline we ever fly, and I love the lounge. I love everything.
Yeah.
Every time I see you going to these things, I'm like, man, I wish I was at that lounge right now.
Yep.
Well, one of my favorite videos on my channel, period, not just for view-wise, but just one of my favorite videos on, I don't know if I can find it here. Here, okay. Here it is when I got to do the air-to-air filming, or, I wasn't doing the filming, but experience the air-to-air commercial filming that they did. Like I named it Flight of a Lifetime, and it really was. Like, whoever gets a chance to go sit in the jump seat of a brand new 787 Dreamliner that's never even had a passenger on it, like came from the factory, okay? And you have a Learjet that these guys, oh, by the way, so Kevin LaRosa is the pilot for this Learjet that you're seeing on the left side of the plane, okay? It. All right. He was the lead aerial technical director for the new Top Gun coming out.
Oh, I'm so bummed that got delayed because like that's gonna be such a fun movie.
Okay,
all the looked amazing.
That's him. Like he flies jet fighters, he flies helicopters, everything, and it was just amazing. You can't, the video is super cool, but it still doesn't do it justice of how cool this experience was, right? And we're banking the plane, and all these sensors and alarms are going off, and it's like bang can't go, right? It's like things that you would never hear or you don't want to hear when you're on a plane. But
yeah,
that's one of the things I really want to do is get a ride along in a legit jet, and I just want the guy to just punch it, dun, 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 and just.
Oh yeah, so well, Top Gun was actually even before your time, wasn't it?
I mean,
for you
saw
guys,
it. I grew up watching it.
Oh, we for sure watched it.
Like, for you young guys, what does Top Gun mean to you? Like, is it like, oh my God, that acting is so bad, that's such a bad movie, or
it's just like it's like the most late 80s movie you could think of. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Like, what was the NASCAR movie? Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, but for jets.
Days of NASCAR jet movie.
Yeah.
So what is one of your favorite reviews that you've done, other than the police one? I think
NASCAR. I had a thoroughly good time in the NASCAR. I think it was such a cool experience, and the fact that we were able to pull that off in the amount of time that we had with it was like really a showcase of like where we got to at that time. We're like, can we do this? Yeah, let's just figure it out.
And then I guess for me, the AMG E63S wagon, because I think that was like the first really like wild car that we kind of got attached to, and that kind of became a car that we're known for. When people say like AMG wagon, they're like, oh yeah, like Yuri and Jacob have like a good review on it. So many people have bought an AMG E60RS wagons because of our review. Like when we first did that, I remember putting a lot of extra effort. We did like slow-mo launches and stuff. That one was a really fun one.
Yeah, so I've got a couple that I really enjoyed of yours, or I thought that they were definitely unique. And one of them, which I was surprised. I'm like, this is not going to be very good, but it was this one here, your Huracan in the snow.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Like, man.
Yeah, so because of circumstances beyond our control, we had a limited amount of time to film it. We had the car for like a couple days, just like we usually do, but so we had to film it on that snowstorm day, and it was literally snow squalls. Like some of the roads were shut down, the car wash was closed. Like it was a bad day to film, but we made it work.
Yeah, of course. Like we're not going to back down from a little bit of snow in a Lamborghini, but that was a lot of fun. It's just the little challenges like that. You had to approach them differently. What can you get out of it? And like, how many winter Lamborghini reviews are there in the snow? Like, I'm sure everyone else decided to just go when there was no snow if they did it, but like not us. We're like, hey, it'd be a cool thing to try.
I'm just watching. I'm just watching it. I think you guys just launched, and I love your face. You know, Jacob, like, right? It's like, that was great.
Yeah,
that car was scary.
Yeah,
like,
and
it slipped a bit on me, and I let off.
Yeah, I'm a little crazy, so I always stay in it. But
now, have there ever been any mishaps, right? When you're driving these cars? Knock on wood, whatever. But yeah.
Well, we haven't like wrecked or crashed or anything like that, so I would say no.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that you're like, wow, that could have, if something else happened, that could have been this way. But generally, we just kind of like take it easy and just do what we got to do. You know what I mean?
There's definitely been like close calls, I will say, but nothing's actually happened.
Okay, that's good. That is good. Yeah. Okay, this was, I think we talked about this, about the BMW kidney grills morphing into giant nostrils. We talked about that. Yeah. But Sammy, once you hit $1 million, this was one of my questions as well. Is there a special car that you would like to review? Perhaps the LFA.
Well, we were thinking of re-reviewing my Honda Element. Do the first car we reviewed and then review that exact same car 1 million subscribers later. Like, what has changed? And like that'd be the perfect thing from start to finish. And I still have it. It's like still in good shape. It's like pretty much exactly the same. Nothing has changed. I haven't modified it. I put wheels on it, and that's it.
Well, it's a little rusty.
There's going to be a big celebration when you hit $1 million, I bet, isn't there?
Well, there was
going
to be a big celebration. We had something planned. We were going to kind of do an event, but now we can't. So, what are we going to do? I don't even know.
We're in talks with someone or some company
about
something.
Okay.
We're trying to see if we can do something. It's a little crazy. It's very out there.
Are we?
Yeah.
So it's going to be something about something just about forgetting. Something. That's what it's about. Something.
I'm not surprised what it is that I'm forgetting.
Exactly.
I don't know. You have to send me a text and remind me because you're always working. I'm very forgetful. That's something else that viewers don't know.
And then the other thing that we've been promising is a Formula One review for $1 million, which isn't going to happen.
That would be cool,
well, that would be amazing.
I feel like maybe we could have pulled off something at least related to it if we like were able to talk to a manufacturer that like could get us into an older one or something. But now
just like an open wheel IndyCar or something, which would be close enough. But like, at this point, like nothing is happening that I foresee. Like I think you and I are gonna have we'll have a Zoom call and maybe invite some people. That's as wild as we're gonna get.
Congratulations to $1 million, Yuri. Like that's it.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to hit $1 million a lot faster than I'm going to hit 100K. But that's my goal. That's my next goal.
The first 100 is the hardest.
All straight pipers watching this, subscribe right now.
Yeah, if you want to see some really cool, hey, check this travel. See, I can't even travel, but I'm kind of jonesy for traveling. Here's my my Zone 1 mug. See that?
Oh. Does Graham have one of those, or have you one-upped him?
No. This is unofficial. This is unofficial merchandise right here. This is
nice.
black market stuff. So, what is your favorite car then? I know you guys probably have this question asked to you all the time. What is your favorite car? I want to know, and it has to be something realistic that you don't own already. Obviously, you're probably gonna say the Raptor and the Prowler, but not the Raptor or Prowler.
Okay. Unrealistically, I would love a McLaren Speedtail, but you can't get those here. Kind of realistically, if everything is amazing, Ferrari F50, but I also doubt that. You know what I mean? Like, if we could really knock it out of the park, sign a couple Netflix deals, a couple Amazon deals, maybe I could afford one. But like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Jacob, how about you? What's realistic for you?
I don't even know if I can call it realistic, but like Brian said, like I would really love a Lexus LFA, and I've looked at some of the prices of used ones, and I don't know if it's still available, but about a month ago, Paris Hilton's actual LFA was for sale for about $500,000 US.
Is it pink?
No, I think she got it wrapped, so it was white. But anyways,
yeah.
Yes, a Lexus LFA, but even that $500,000, I can't even like think about spending that on a car. So I have an idea in my head, but I don't want to increase the value of that car right now, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But the cheaper ones of that, I really want a Fox body. Like I want another Mustang Fox body, which is like the cleanest example of the version that I had because mine wasn't very clean. So I would love just a classic.
Just a classic.
Yes, and then I think overall, I think which is realistic, I would like in the next year or so to do some videos where Jacob and I both buy either Ferrari and a Lamborghini. I think I want a Ferrari. Jacob, I think maybe wants a Lamborghini more, but I think we could do a lot of fun if we each got one of those for a bit, and then like made a whole like a series of videos on that.
Now, what would your price limit be to spend on a car though?
It depends what kind of sponsors are involved. Because
yeah, exactly.
I mean, like I don't really want to go buy a car on my own if I could get some company to help it out. You know what I mean?
Like I don't even have room to even if I had $100,000 for a used Ferrari, like where am I going to put it? I don't have.
And I don't even have a house. So like, I think my wife said I need to save up money for a down payment for a house before I'm allowed to buy a car. So I got
even though I have a house, I still don't have room for cars, so I need a bigger house. So now I need a down payment for the bigger house.
No, that's a pretty good point. A house is kind of important.
So our car purchase answer is 2 houses.
Two houses, yeah. After that, then you can buy anything you want, right?
Lamborghini and Ferrari.
Yes.
Sean's asking the X3 M40 versus the Mercedes GLC 43 SUV with the updated infotainment digital cluster. What would you take as a long-term ownership, 8 to 10 years, and why? I haven't driven the X3.
I haven't driven the GLC 43.
Well, so if it's gonna be 8 to 10 years, just get the 63 or the M.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't worry about the gas.
Yeah.
Either way,
it's gonna be bad no matter what.
Either way, I would lease both of them. I wouldn't buy it. I just read.
Well, I never buy new cars. Neither is Jacob.
Yeah,
Jacob, How many new cars have you bought?
Grand total of 0.
How many? Yeah, we always buy cars in cash, full, and that's it. I don't get the whole leasing thing. I don't know why. There's a whole bunch of that stuff that I don't get, and that's how we do it.
Hey, Paul Reed is jumping in, and he's saying jump the Raptor. Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Okay, so we've said this multiple times. I will jump it, and I want to jump it. I just need a place to jump it, and it's really hard to find an actual legit jump that isn't just gonna like bend my frame. Like it's got to be like a tabletop, and
Paul's got a place.
Well,
Big C's Ranch. We'll do that.
Yeah. So if there is a place, I will do it.
There you go, Paul. They will jump the Raptor for you. Just a couple more questions. I think we're getting to the end of it here.
Also,
yep.
If I can park Yuri's Prowler in the middle of the jump, then we're gonna jump the Prowler.
Well, I gotta drift the Prowler underneath you. I'll pull the e-brake while you're going over it. We'll build a nice tabletop, and then we'll cut that part out.
Well, and how about Micah? Micah can actually fly the heli under it as well, and you can jump it over the heli. Now there you go. You got to think big here.
This is a real plan. If anyone can make this happen.
Yeah.
It takes a while to fly a helicopter from LA to Toronto, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think his limit is 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sia, what's the top 3 most expensive cars driven for you guys? I know mine for sure. One of the most expensive is a Rolls-Royce Wraith, and a Dawn. Yeah.
Cullinan. We drove
Porsche GT2 RS and Porsche GT2 RS and McLaren probably.
Speedster, Aventador. We drove an Aventador around the block once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for like 5. Yeah,
that's
Huracans are pretty expensive. Yeah.
We didn't review it. Like, we just drove it.
Well, here's the Speedster. Here's the Speedster.
So,
that thing was
I'd
hot.
say the top of our range is like what, 500,000, 400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
That's
You
a lot
know,
of money.
do you get nervous driving cars like that expensive?
Kind of. I kind of just
Yeah.
wanted to get it over with. You know, I'd rather drive it on a track because I'm not really worried about like myself. I'm kind of worried about everybody else. Like, you know, an old lady in a Civic might just, but on a track, at least you know what you're doing. You can get some time alone, but it's hard to tell people like, hey, let me take your $1 million car on a track or something. Everything is difficult, but we do our best.
Any more collabs with Chris Fixit? Chris.
So once everything
had
gets started again.
Yeah,
hopefully.
like we had a lot of stuff that we were, you know, thinking about and talking to people about, and we want to do more stuff. So the answer is yes, but like you said, once we're back to normal, yes.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the whole thing. You know, hopefully this all passes pretty soon. You know, I consider, or I kind of compare this living in this pandemic era like having a scab, and I think people should realize this. It's like, you know, you get a scab, and it irritates you so much that you really want to take it off. You know, you want to peel it, but if it's not the right time, you peel it and you're back to square one, if not even past that. And it'll take even longer for it to heal. So, you know, it's like just a little bit longer. People, you know, I know people are getting really antsy, but I think it's something that we all have to do.
Yeah, and the simulator racing has been great for keeping us stuck at home. Like, I don't mind it as much as I thought I would. Just like the people we've met playing games and being able to still do these virtual reviews with like media footage has really helped, you know, keep me busy at home.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to let you guys go just for a second. I just gotta grab a battery to plug in. I'll be back in 1 second, so just keep talking.
Sure.
So you're an Android user, right?
Yeah.
Always failing. If you had an iPhone.
Well, let's hear a question here. How come car reviewers only want to focus on fast cars, turbocharged engines, and fancy tech? How about long-term reliability and affordability? Like a Corolla and a Spark is much better than a 2020 Civic.
Well, there's just no opportunity to long-term cars for us. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to do that, you need to go to one of those things that has long-term cars and then post the review after a year. We're just not set up for that. That's like, have you done any long-term reviews? Has anyone given you a car for a full year?
No, they haven't. You know, unless you can, you know someone that already owns that car, you can definitely do it like that way. And
there's just not the chance to. And if I had to do only long-term car reviews, then I'd only have like 5 car reviews per year, and then I wouldn't be able to make a living doing car reviews, and then I wouldn't do car reviews. So it's not really possible for everyone, especially not us.
Yeah, well, then when you talk about reliability, it's pretty hard to talk about reliability when a car is brand new. You know, because there are no real bad cars right now, brand new cars. When they're brand new, they're all pretty good, right? So, look at this, eh? Guess what? You guys hit 932,000 subscribers during this live.
Perfect.
Right on.
Congrats, Jacob.
Thank you. Congrats.
Good job, you guys. Good job.
Brian, it's because of you.
Oh, yeah, look at that, eh? Anyways, hey, and if anyone wants to subscribe to Everyday Reviews, remember, it's not just cars. I definitely don't do what the pipes do here. It's different. It's a different thing that I do, but we still have a lot of fun doing it together.
And you even have resort reviews and stuff like that, which is like, I kind of want to review a resort, not right now, but in the future, I would love to, because like, man, I love resorts.
Well, maybe we'll just do a shovel review.
I'm going to look into shovels and bidets now, right?
I'm telling you, Savage Geese's bidet review.
It was incredible.
One of the most fun things to watch.
Yeah,
wow. I know he's great. He's awesome. Yuri, what's your obsession with yellow cars? And this person, Sergio's got a 2010 Camaro SS.
I think when somebody gets their car in yellow, that person really loves their car. They're really about the car. Like, nobody ever has a yellow car that hates their car. Do you know what I mean? So I just think it's a cool part of cars to have a yellow car, and it's like the least safe color you can get, I think.
What's the worst car you think is like yellow, like a Cavalier or something like that? Ooh. That came in yellow.
That came in yellow or can be yellow?
No, came in yellow. Like the worst one, like Cavalier, or like a PT Cruiser. I know you like.
I like them all. PT Cruiser never came in yellow. Yeah. Well, maybe that light. every car that came in yellow looks good in yellow. But like, there's things like they don't make an
Ford
Escalade
Focus.
in yellow, right?
Or Focus.
Ford Focus in yellow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but what's the worst one?
There is no bad car in yellow. Like every car that came in yellow because it was a cool car to have in yellow. I dare you to find me a bad car in yellow. Like maybe a Crown Victoria taxi cab, or a Dodge Charger would look probably silly in yellow. Well, not even the Challenger looked good in yellow. I don't know.
How about a Chevy Sprint?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a
That's
Sprint.
way before your time. Way before your time.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm just thinking 90s and on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gordon Gaming. He's very active. He goes the Ford Flex. He wants you to review the Ford Flex. He'll drive it to Canada.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Gordon loves his Ford Flex.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to do your yearly Miata review?
I think we're trying to do 3 per year. If it wasn't for this, I would have gotten a Miata to go up to the ski hill with, because I've always wanted to do a video of like how easy is it to drive a convertible Miata, soft top Miata, to the ski hill with a snowboard and back. But
and to be fair, we've been driving Miatas every day this month on online racing.
yeah, all we do is drive Miatas in the game. I'm gonna try to do as many Miata reviews as I can. To be honest, I don't even care.
Yeah,
maybe I won't even review it. I'll just say I want a Miata. I'm not reviewing this.
I would love to drive a V8 Miata at one point in my life.
Oh yeah. Well, you posted. Where was that? You guys posted the Juke R.
Oh,
was that on Instagram?
I forget. I think we maybe reposted or something. Anyways, that's the one with the GR drivetrain.
Yes, and I drove that. It was
oh my God.
It was on a not a racetrack, on a old airfield, so a runway. So they put together a couple of runways. This is in California, and it was awesome. It was just nuts. It was so fun. I think they made 20 of them or something like that, and they were like $600,000.
So the common experience that the three of us share is driving crossovers on a high-speed runway.
Yeah, press events are so weird. There's just like everything is always opposite land. But
yeah, we are not.
We live in.
Like we literally, like the fastest cars that Yuri and I have driven on a runway are what is it? The Mazda CX-3, Daytona.
It was the Kona 1.
I remember that was a great review. I love your graphics, by the way, on that review. On the Kona, remember on that airstrip there.
Oh, for the drag race window strip thing.
Yeah. That was a weird angle, but yeah, it's just you just try stuff and it works. I'm not very good at planning stuff out ahead of time, but like you put me in a situation and I'll make some magic usually.
Any plans for full-size truck reviews in the future? Your Western Canadian fans need to know. I know that, well, right now there's a Titan, I think, in the fleet right now here, but otherwise there's nothing to drive right now. But how about you guys?
I've been trying to get a F-250 Tremor, but apparently can't get it. I've asked Ford for it, and it's not on the fleet. I would love to drive an F-350 and maybe even a 650.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one down the street from me.
It's a big. Oh, really?
Yeah.
They don't really fit in my underground parking, so any chance like I would and stuff, but I don't have anything to tow either. Like if I had a house with a driveway and some jet skis on a trailer, yeah. But like at this point right now, like just give me sports cars. It's more fun for me.
Like I have one jet ski that I bought last year when I bought my Raptor, so like yeah, my Raptor can tow it, but like Yuri's Prowler couldn't realistically tow my jet ski as well. So like towing my jet ski with a full-size truck just doesn't make sense.
Okay, anyways, guys, I think we're going to close it down here. My kids actually have to have breakfast pretty soon. It's because they've been staying out of the kitchen here. But anyways, I'm hoping that we got to most of the questions, but I really appreciate you guys definitely coming on board. It's awesome. And I hope you guys are staying safe. And what's going to be for the future of the straight pipes after $1 million and after this pandemic? What can we prepare for?
Well, first off, thanks for having us on here. It's been really fun talking to you and answering all these questions. All the straight pipers watching, make sure you subscribe to Brian because he needs to get to $1 million one day too. But what are we going to do, Jacob, at $1 million? I think just do more interesting stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to try and do more of what we want versus like what the views want, because obviously we're view driven because, we want to get ahead and we want to make, we want to make all this work. So I think we're going to try and do like, see if we can get like cool used cars, maybe like right-hand drive JDM cars, maybe road trips, maybe a jet ski review. I don't know, just, kind of go outside of the box even more than what we've been doing, and probably get less views out of it, but we'll probably have more fun doing it. So we'll probably enjoy it.
And I feel like once we're at 1 million, more people will subscribe anyway because you're already at 1 million. So then you can take the risks. But until then, you can't, because you do see a lot of channels stall out. And I just want to make sure we get to 1 million, and then I can do all kinds of fun stuff. So everyone watching, tell your friends to subscribe. The sooner we get to 1 million, the sooner you get jet ski reviews.
Yeah. It's the 1 million thing. Like once I see the 1 point, then I can kind of relax.
Maybe we need a little buffer so it doesn't go back below. We'll have to send the plaques back or whatever.
Yeah, please do not unsubscribe once it's committed.
Okay, so is everyone? If you're listening here, make sure subscribe to those pipes, the straight pipes. Get them to 1 million. I think it's going to happen sooner than later for sure. And I guarantee there's going to be some good things coming on your channel even before 1 million. I'm sure.
And then we're going to do a collab as soon as we can. So you and Zach, if we can get him on board as well.
Yeah.
And we always kind of referred to you and Zach as old Jakub and Yuri, and we're young Zach and Brian, which I think suits us very well.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like you don't understand how good you guys have it. I just have to add this in. Do you realize that when I first got into video, like there was no such thing as non-linear editing? So you actually had to go, and if you wanted to edit something, it's real time. You have to play this and splice this one with this one on VHS tapes, and it sounds like a whole different world. And that
was right before us. I remember they had that set up at our high school, and then once we rolled in, they threw all that stuff out, gave us an iMac and some mini DV tapes, and they're like, iMovie exists. Have fun.
I remember my first camera because I wanted my parents to buy me a camera so I can film skate videos.
Yeah.
And so it was, it had the red, green, or whatever, red, yellow, white RCA plugs. And I remember plugging that in directly into my VCR, hitting play on the thing, record on the VCR on a VHS, and then hitting pause, going to the next clip, and making my own skate video. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it was, man. You guys are right in the perfect time. So
yeah.
Anyways, cheers, guys. Thanks again for joining me, and to us on the West Coast here, stay safe.
Thanks, Brian.
See ya.
Thanks for having us.
Brian. Thanks for having us on here. Cheers.
Cheers.